You know, there's this massive revolution happening completely behind the scenes, and it affects pretty much everything you buy. We're talking from your phone to your groceries. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the digital supply chain upgrade.
Oh man, we've all been there. You're staring at that tracking page, just wondering why your package is stuck somewhere. It's so frustrating, right? But what if I told you that frustration is actually just a tiny symptom of a much, much bigger global problem?
And here's the thing. The systems that move all our stuff around the world, they were designed for a totally different time. They're really struggling to keep up with the speed of today's hyper-connected digital world. I mean, the fourth industrial revolution is here, and our old supply chains are definitely feeling the pressure.
But you know, that pressure is forcing a huge evolution. And the solution is what we're going to dive into right now, the rise of the digital supply chain.
So what exactly is a digital supply chain, or DSC? Well, it's best to think of it less like a straight line, like a chain, and more like an intelligent, interconnected web. It's a whole system built on modern technology, huge amounts of data, and, this is crucial, deep cooperation. The whole goal is to get every single partner, from the person sourcing raw materials to the final delivery driver, perfectly in sync.
So why are companies scrambling to build these? Well, the advantages are huge. We're talking about making operations more sustainable, getting all the different computer systems to talk to each other seamlessly, and of course, boosting productivity. But the real game changer here is resilience. It's about building a network that can handle big disruptions. You know, exactly the kind of stuff that causes our packages to get delayed in the first place.
To really understand how they pull this off, it's helpful to think of a DSC as having a set of new, digital superpowers. Let's break them down.
First up is the power to adapt. And this isn't just one thing, it's a whole combo of abilities. You've got agility, which is all about reacting super fast to sudden changes in the market. Then there's flexibility, which is about tweaking your processes when your customers want something different. And finally, scalability, the power to grow or shrink without everything falling apart. It's all about being responsive, not rigid.
Okay, the next superpower is the power to see everything. Visibility lets you get a bird's eye view of all the activities and metrics across the whole network. Transparency means that information is accurate and available in real time to everyone who needs it. And this leads to the coolest part, traceability, the ability to track a single product or even a tiny component from its absolute beginning all the way to your doorstep. No more black boxes.
So, these superpowers sound pretty great, right? But they aren't magic. They're all made possible by a very specific toolkit of advanced technologies. So let's take a look at the tech that makes it all happen.
First on our list is the Internet of Things, or IoT. This is all about putting tiny sensors and internet connections into physical objects. Think trucks, shipping containers, even the shelves in a warehouse, and linking them all up into one big digital network. Now, what's really cool is how directly IoT gives us those superpowers we just talked about. It delivers the visibility for real-time tracking and the flexibility to optimize a shipment while it's already on the road. It can even predict when a machine is about to break down, which really helps with sustainability. But, and this is a big but, it's not easy. The challenges are real. High costs, big privacy concerns, and just getting all these different devices to talk to each other. Okay, so next up, if IoT gives the supply chain its senses, like eyes and ears, then artificial intelligence gives it a brain.
AI is what lets the system be proactive, to actually predict future demand instead of just reacting to it. It enables agility by helping make smarter, faster decisions on what to buy, and it allows for scalability by designing way more efficient routes for everything. The hurdles here? They're all about data. You need a lot of high-quality, accessible data, and finding the skilled people who actually know how to build and manage these AI systems.
And finally, let's talk about a technology that's all about one of the most important things in any network, trust. And that's where blockchain comes in.
Blockchain basically acts as a super secure shared record book that can't be changed. This makes it absolutely perfect for that radical traceability and transparency we were talking about. You can guarantee quality, prove you're following the rules, and manage risk because everyone is looking at the exact same trusted source of truth. The main things holding it back? There aren't really any industry-wide standards yet. There's some tricky legal questions, and of course the huge challenge of making it work with older systems.
So the technology is obviously incredibly powerful. But as we've kind of been hinting at, actually putting it all into practice is really, really tough. The challenges go way beyond just the software and the hardware. Let's look at the biggest hurdles companies run into on this journey.
Research points to 6 major roadblocks. You've got the tech hurdles, like old legacy systems that just can't connect to new tools. Then you have the human elements, not enough people with the right skills, and that natural resistance to big changes. But honestly, the biggest problems are often strategic, like tech projects that aren't actually tied to business goals, or the #1 killer of these projects, when all the partners in the chain just don't share the same digital vision.
So how on earth do you get past all those obstacles? Well, the research is crystal clear on the single most important factor. As this key insight shows, without strong, committed leadership driving the change and really selling the vision, even the best technology is pretty much doomed to fail. This kind of transformation has to start at the very top.
And that brings us to the end goal, right? After all the money, all the effort, and overcoming all those hurdles, what does this path to an intelligent future actually lead to? And this right here is really the key takeaway from our entire discussion. The technology, the IoT, the AI, the blockchain, all of that is just the tool. The real prize is getting every single partner perfectly aligned across the entire network. It's about transforming a clunky chain of separate companies into a single intelligent organism that works together.
Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating question for the future. As these supply chains get more and more autonomous and intelligent, what becomes the most critical human skill needed to manage them? I mean, what do we do when the system can pretty much run itself? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining us.